G'day guys, well today we're doing a power window mod on the Ford Ranger. Now there's a little company in Adelaide called Trac Electronics that produce these modules that change the way your power windows work in your vehicle. Now they do produce them for various other different vehicles, however what we're doing is installing the one on the Ford Ranger. This is a PX3 and what it does is it's just all plug and play, so there's no cutting or splicing of any wires at all, and basically what it does is it changes the way your power windows work. So effectively what you can actually do is all four windows become one touch up or down, which, you know, I don't know why Ford didn't do this in the beginning. What it also enables you to do is that if you leave your windows down and then you lock your car, the windows will automatically go up. And also if you have your car locked and the windows are already up and you want to crack them just a little bit just to let the heat out, you can then on your remote just drop them down a little bit. So anyway, we're going to go through a bit of a step-by-step process on how to do it, so follow along.
Cool.
All right, so let's quickly go what you actually get through in the kit. So you get the power window module itself. You get a Velcro sticky bit which actually sticks on the inside of the door trim. You get the wiring loom, so again, no cutting or splicing of wires. It's all plug and play. And it even comes with a trim removal tool, so obviously to remove the trim off the door. And the instructions, you just scan this QR code with your phone and it brings up nice detailed instructions. All right, so step one is removing this tweeter. So basically just insert your trim removal tool in between the window and it just sort of just pops off like that. And then from here, what we want to do is just grab this little clip for the tweeter, just remove it, and then that's out of the way. All right, so next step is to remove the driver's window switch. But before we actually remove it, just make sure you turn the ignition on and drop that driver's side window all the way down. And then from there, what we want to do is grab our trim removal tool, stick it under the back edge of the switch here and give it a bit of a twist, and that'll just sort of pop out like that. And then from there, there's a little connector on the back. Just push this in and then unclip that power window switch. Alright, now the next part is what we want to do is we want to remove this grey plastic trim here. Now you might be able to get it just with your fingers and just sort of grab it like that. That'll just sort of simply just snap out and then done like that. Alright, so there's a couple of screws we need to remove before the actual door trim will come off. Now one of them is actually located just behind the handle. Now what I've got is just a tiny little screwdriver, and basically what I'm doing is I'm just sort of sticking it just down the side, and if I just sort of pop that out, you can just see that will then release that little plastic. If I can get it, clip like so, and then there's a little I think it's a T20, and then there's a couple other ones down below. Right, so now we're ready to remove the door trim. What I found the easiest way is to just grab the your trim removal tool, sort of stick it in behind here on this side, so you can get your sort of fingers in, and then once that's in, then you can just sort of start pulling and removing all those clips. Alright, so next part is to remove this door handle release cable, and there's basically like a little clip in here. You can just sort of get your finger in, and then that sort of just pops out like that, and then push that back in, and then from here we just need to unclip this little cable like so and like that, and then now the door trim is removed. Alrighty, so next part is we just need to remove a little bit of this door liner here, basically from this lock portion here, just around probably to around about that clip. Now what it is, it's held on by that sort of black sort of elasticy sort of stuff. What I find the best thing to do is just grab your a long bladed sort of knife, and if you can sort of just get in the side without cutting the actual foam, and that sort of just cuts that away, and then that'll expose the inside of the door. So I've gone ahead and wired the loom in. Basically, there's only two connections. There's one that connects to the actual switch itself on the driver's door, and then there's one that plugs up into here. So just making sure that this one is actually over this locking cable here, otherwise it may interfere with the actual the window itself. And then I've just gone ahead and zip tied it up to make sure it's all nice and neat. Alright, so next step, what we're going to do is take our control module and get our hook and loop with the adhesive backing, and what we need to do is we need to peel one side of it back and then stick this onto the back of the module like so. And then from there, what we can do is just peel the the other side off just a bit. And what we're going to do then is plug this into the actual harness itself, making sure we get the right orientation. And you want to hear that nice big click. And then from there, what we're going to do is we're going to grab the door trim, and I'm going to sit at the top, and I'm going to feed it back, and it's actually going to stick to the back of the door here. Alright, so here is the module here. So it's just stuck on with that double-sided hook and loop on the plastic door trim. Now it's got to sit at a little bit of an angle, as they recommend in the instructions, and then the rest of the wiring will then just poke up into that hole where the window switch will go. Alright, so from here I've just hung the door trim from the top of the door here, and then what we've got to do now is go through the exact same steps what we did to undo everything. We've now got to put everything sort of back in, so clip all those wires on at the back of the door, connect up the door lever cable, and then clip the door panel back in. Right, so before we go ahead and finish off installing the door trim by putting the screws in and the rest of the covers, we'll just make sure that the actual windows are working. So we'll just push each individual one just to make sure they're all working. And yes, they all are working, so we'll go ahead and finish off installing the door card. Alright, so now here's the exciting part. So now we get to test, see how it actually works. Now I'll use the key, and we'll just, at the moment the car's open and the windows are open as well. So we'll now lock the car. So you can see the back windows are now going up, and then once they go up, then the front windows then follow. I reckon that is pretty snazzy. Alright, so what we're going to do now is test the crack the window function. So basically you just hit on your remote the lock button, unlock and then lock, and what it does is it cracks the window by about ½ an inch. And then if you want to crack it a little bit more, we simply just repeat the process by lock, unlock and lock. And you can see there now it's dropped that window by about ½ an inch. That's a fantastic idea, especially if it's a hot day and you want to have all your windows. And then the same sort of thing is if you want to lock it up, from there, you don't want them open anymore, just simply push the lock button again, and then the back windows will go up and then followed by the front windows. Alright, so this next function is that if you want to lock the vehicle but keep the windows open, you simply push unlock, unlock and then lock, and what that does is locks the car but keeps the windows open. Alright, so the next function is that you're walking up to the car and you want to drop the windows down to let all the heat out as you're sort of approaching. So what you can do is go unlock, lock, unlock. And what this will do is it'll drop all the windows down, so it'll drop the front windows first, followed by the back windows, but it will actually keep the vehicle remain locked. So one thing I really love about this kit is it turns the driver's side switch here into auto up and down for every single window. Simply by a touch of a button for ½ a second, that button will make that window go up and down without having to leave your finger on the button. Alright, well there you have it guys, there's the Trac Electronics power window kit for Ford Ranger all installed. Now look, it probably took just under an hour in sort of total, and only requires sort of basic hand tools. Now look, I've not associated with Trac Electronics at all. I 100% bought this with my own money. However, I do really think it is a worthy upgrade for Ford Ranger. Now look, in future models of Ford Ranger, I wish they did include it. However, it's going to keep businesses like Trac Electronics in business when they produce awesome modules like this. Check out their website. I'll leave a link in the description below. They do other makes and models of vehicles like Isuzu D-Max, Ford Ranger obviously, Nissan Navara and a couple others. Anyway guys, if you've got any questions or comments, drop them down below. Until next time, get out there, get camping, talk to you soon.